Hey guys, I want to um, publicize some of the work Gleb has done and how it can help us get familiar with functional programming. So this is a fork from the sorted table example where Gleb is showcasing his plugin called functional ShouldReally. So there's a whole blog post that goes and explains the whole idea and why. Anyway, so I grabbed this and I tried to teach myself uh, how does a regular array map compare to a Lodash map, and how does that even compare to Ramda? And you can see in an array map, the array comes first, and then you have map, and then you have the function. In a Lodash map, you have the map first, the array is in the middle, and then you have the function. Ramda has a different approach. It likes to have the data as the furthermost argument, the argument that is changing the most to the right, and the argument that's changing the least to the left. Uh, that builds into how functional pipelines can be constructed in Ramda. Uh, that's one thing. So I made a comparison of Lodash map versus regular map. So Lodash has one advantage over regular array map where it can map over objects without having to do some additional work. You kind of have to do that, I think, in Ramda too, but maybe there's a way. Maybe there's things I don't know about Ramda so far. And there's a Lodash property shortened with Lodash. So let's say you want to yield a property in an array. So that's how you would familiarly do it with array map. But in Lodash, you can just pass in the shorthand like that, and that gives you a convenience. You can do the traditional array method with Ramda map, and just passing in the function, and then obviously the data has the last argument here. But Ramda has a hard prop, so that's similar to Lodash's convenient method. So when it's mapping over it, it will access the user property and will feed in this array. So they all give the same results. And you can just run that test for yourself. That's the simplest one. You can see I changed the spec names a little bit just to gather my thoughts together. So that's the simplest spec. That's contrasting array, Lodash, and Ramda. Then the first spec is from web repo. So it talks about how you can use Lodash map and um, where it stops supporting the functional approach. Of course, there's Lodash FP, but I haven't gotten to compare that one yet. So that's the original spec. That's Lodash spec. Okay. The next two steps, so he has the ShouldReally spec, and that's the same exact thing. He has his convenience methods and added tab recently, so you can do the uh, debugging easily. So you've seen all that. And what I tried to reproduce was he shared some information about, okay, there's some library you really like, you want that to be a part of Cypress. How do you do that? And that was in a video. So basically just install that package, right? I installed Ramda and then import it in your support file. So all your specs have access to it, and then make this assignment. And after that, anytime you call Cypress R like that, just like Lodash, you have, as you would do Lodash like that, the same access you can have with Ramda. But I like to keep it a little concise, and I like to destructure it so I don't have to keep repeating Cypress R all over the place. Anyway, so just the sanity test to make sure Lodash is working. And then the rest are as you see mirroring. So I try to do some learning and contrasting as I was reproducing the same thing in Ramda. So you have the convenience method like map inner text similar to Lodash. So the way you would do that in Ramda is inner text. But the thing about Ramda is, um, and this is from Web, so it has some difficulties working with jQuery. That's why you have to make that jQuery um, into an array first. So this is the need. That is the part that takes a jQuery and makes it an array. So it has that hurdle to be aware. And this I got from him too. And basically, how would you do the same thing in Ramda? So he has a same exact video, I think, up till here because I got stuck and asked him a question, and it was amazing to answer that with a video. We scrolled over, so let's say sorted by that. As you see, everything is 101, and you can go step by step how this can be broken down and then constructed into a composition. And when you lay it out like this, it just totally makes sense. All this is going inside each other. Is there a better way to do it? And besides our pipe, right, there's our compose, which is basically same exact thing, but in reverse order. People like doing it left to right, but some people that are used to FP like it the other way. And you can see why that is if you lay out this function the way it is. So this could have been just like this, and the function would do the exact same thing. Okay, so we just run this, let's say, to the round spec, and which is, let's say, so just the demo. In his plugin, he didn't use compose because it will probably not be that much demanded by people who are unfamiliar with functional programming. And pipe is a little more familiar because of RxJS. So it goes left to right like that. So the thing about Lambda, like I said, the make array is necessary there, and we are using jQuery there to make that jQuery into an element. Okay, so that's the only difference in the pipeline. And our tab or the new tab method are ultimately useful. And so we just do that and then see it in the console. And and when you have it there like that, you can just move it around in the pipeline to see what the data is. And the data is changing at every step of the pipeline. Now, once all that is sorted out, once you understand how the functional pipeline works, the rest is easy because should really is effectively, right, convenience over doing all that. And here you see the exact same pipeline that we have constructed up here, just being fed into the relay. And it's the same thing. You have to do the additional jQuery. So that's the convenience that Glyph plugin is providing you, and a little more concise, right? So you like this is how you would do the invoke and Ramda, invoking one expression, and then that's just the same as uh, doing a constructor. No, that's not construct. Our construct is that, but invoke is just invoking a function. Um, but besides that, everything is the same. So all that's been done in this repo can be one-on-one mapped to um, Ramda if you wanted to. So if and you can even interchange these, right? So let's say we have this pipeline here, right? Let's say this inner text. So I could just grab this one over here, put it to the Ramda pipeline, and then it would just work the same way. And it says you don't have it. Yes, let's import it. So a nice lesson on Ramda. I really like it and looking forward to having more opportunities in the real world to applying it because at the end, it's all about data, getting the data, shaping it to your liking, and if you're testing, asserting on it. But it's just a skill set that can help you. Functional programming, no secret, I'm a big fan. and it's going to take about 6 months to wrap your mind around it, and probably a lot longer to start using it in real life. I can't say I have been using it so much in real life. I tried but fail. And this example makes it work, so that's why I really like it. I want to share it. Um, that's all. Have a good one. Bye.